Free to succeed. Season 2, Raid Shadow Legend. Here we are again. We got some summon events going on, but they are not interesting, really. I mean, I guess kind of they are because of who's in them, but just a straight up 10x isn't really enough to do anything. I don't know much about this guy. He looks pretty cool. Heals by 10%. AoE, turn meter, strip. Yeah, he's pretty dope. Fine. What's this? Yeah, whatever. Either way, we're not swimming. The only thing that really tempts me there is Calvalax, because he's probably been. I've wanted him since he existed, and it's just never happened. So, anyway, we kind of inadvertently are gonna get this red shard as well. We've been doing a lot of champ training. So I think we're at least going to get the red shard. We've got plenty of time. And then, I don't know, we might be able to get a little bit more. I mean, it looks, because it's the same, but like, this is more than twice this. So, you know, probably not going to do much beyond the red shard, but I reckon we'll get the red shard. And then we'll have 2 of them. And that's getting out of hand. That's getting crazy now. That's getting crazy now. So we got, you know, a few shards piling up. Would have liked to have had more voids to pop, but it is what it is. Either way, that's kind of what we got going on. I've continued, like I said, just to make a bunch of food. Now that the weekend's over, we didn't do much. We didn't really pull much that changed anything for us. I've been kind of looking at who I want to 6-star. Now the team optimizer on Hell Hades' site is convinced that if I build Apothecary, I will have a 3-key nightmare team. And looking at everyone else that I have, there's no one that I'm looking at that jumps out at me for clan boss that I would build that I think would do anything for me. But it wants me to do like Deacon, Apothecary, I think Uragrim, Frozen Banshee, and then like a weird one like I said, like Caden. It doesn't want Artak for some reason, which I find strange because I assume the only reason it's putting Caden, whatever, because he's got the attack down, but so does he. As well as an HP burn and other stuff. So I'm not real sure why it's throwing him in. Maybe because no one's done that team. I don't know. I think it's pulling from other examples, right? So Apothecary, as far as clan boss is concerned, seems like the way to go, according to the optimizer. And again, looking at my roster, there's no one that I see that I'm like, they're gonna fix it. They're gonna put me up to nightmare. So that's what we got going on as far as that's concerned. One of these days we will have to build him because we pulled the 6-star soul for him. So I don't know if it'll be, man, that's quite an icon for a skill. That dude looks like he is struggling. That's pretty good. So anyway, we are making our way through Doom Tower fairly easily so far. I think on this rotation, it'll be the higher stages of this one that are probably going to be the problem for us. But again, we will see. We will see how it goes. Before Arena Reset, we were like this close to Gold 3. We were right on the door of Gold 3, and then Reset happened, and it bumps you down, so we got to climb back up a little bit. It's been a pretty slow and steady climb, but trying to work my way up into where I sit in Gold 4, 3 or 4 comfortably. So but that's it, man. That's what we've been doing. Just making a bunch of food over the weekend. Is there not a fusion going on? Or announced? Because that's starting to seem weird. I feel like there's not one going on. And there's not one announced. Strange. Not in the Discord, but I bet there's got to be one at least announced in the Discord, right? There's no way we don't have a fusion going or on the horizon. Get out of here. That's not a thing. That's when you'll know something's wrong for real. When we stop getting fusions every day. Or you know what I mean. I mean basically every day. Some of these I'm not sure. I'm not fighting Leo, I know that much, especially not with Brogni on the same team and Ultimate Death Knight. I'm not doing that. Not with my current setup. We could try this one. He revives, doesn't he? Could be problematic, but I'm surprised. Just every team that I've gone into with that attitude, like, we'll be all right. They end up having like 3 bolster sets spread across the team, and everybody's full health bar is a shield. And I'm like, okay, well, great, cool, awesome. We can win one more. We might be able to reset our list. Let's try this one. Yeah, I guess a bolster forge pass did just end. All right, we dodged a few stuns. That's nice. Now, if we can get her out of here. Of course, she brings him back. Now. I think we're gonna do it. Nice. So that gives us a fresh list with a few winnable ones. Nice. Love it when it works out like that, dude. I've been checking out a few new games. A lot of the games that I've had my eye on have been on sale lately. I did finally try Disco Elysium because I've heard for a long time I've been hearing about how amazing that game is. And it went on sale. I think it's usually like $40, and it went on sale for 10. And I was like, kind of have to, right? But if I'm ever gonna play it, I kind of have to get it now. So I got it and I jumped in and I played it for like an hour. And I it's a very particular kind of game, and I think I'm gonna need to be in the mood for it. But I'm like seeing the appeal. I get it, and it seems like it's very unique, and the art style is very cool. And there's, but I don't think I was in the right mood, so I'm gonna give it a minute and revisit it probably pretty soon. And then let's see what else we tried. Oh, there's a new zombie game. I don't like saying the name because I think the name is stupid. It's Humanit Z, and I always just call it Humanits in my head. And it is like what they're going for is Project Zomboid with better graphics. I think that's what they're going for here. It's brand new. And of course it needs some work in some ways, but it is surprisingly good. So if you've ever played Project Zomboid and you liked it, or you like zombie games in general, I think that one's really good. Or it's worth checking out. I played it for the majority of the day yesterday, and only really encountered one bug. Really, there's a couple, but it's really good. I'm impressed. The longer I play it, the better it gets too. So. We tried, Acro and I tried Dead Poly. It's, if you've heard of Battle Bits, it's that kind of art style, but it's a zombie survival game. And my thought was, because it's that art style, like there will be a lot of depth to it. Maybe destructible environments, and like the systems will be deep, because usually when games go with that art style, it's so that they can put a whole bunch of other stuff in the game, and the space isn't being taken up by graphics, right? So that you're able to process a lot more at a time. That's why Battle Bits, I think Battle Bits, you can have like 258 people in a game, and the environments are fully destructible and like all of this shit. But Dead Poly, I think, is also pretty new, if I'm not mistaken. Very fun, but I think to justify using that art style, which I don't even necessarily dislike, but it needs to fill up a little bit. They need to add some stuff to the systems. But again, it's also very new, and games come out and complete these days and get complete over the course of a few years. I think Project Zomboid's been in early access or alpha or whatever you want to call it for like 10 years. So who knows? Who knows when games will be finished anymore, but either way. That one's pretty fun. The most fun thing we've been doing in that game is we picked a hotel to start turning into our base, and so we're just, all the stuff we're finding, we're just coming back and like setting it up floor by floor. That's been pretty dope. But that's honestly the most fun part of the game. And then what else we got? Lynn's Island I've played on stream a few times. It's in the same neighborhood as Stardew Valley. Okay, we have to get rid of that one star dude because he's pissing me off. It's in the same neighborhood of games as something like Stardew Valley, but more in-depth building, way more in-depth combat, but then like less emphasis on like the other characters in the game. It's mostly just you. There's people in town, but there's not a lot put into them so far anyway. But it looks really good. The building is really cool. They've got some cool takes on the familiar systems, like the way that the inventory and stuff works is a little bit different, but it's a cool take on it. I should level some of these up with brews before I do this. And then again, there's like quite a bit more to the combat than these games typically tend to have. So it's been pretty fun to check out. And then what else? I think there's one more. Moonstone Island just came out. That's one that's been on my like watch list for a little bit, because I was just waiting on it to come out. But it's another one that's in the same neighborhood as Stardew Valley, but it also has a lot of different systems in it that are very full. I'm very impressed with like how much there is in the game as far as all the different systems are concerned, because a lot of times these games come out and it feels like they were just trying to make a game kind of like Stardew Valley to kind of just capitalize on the genre. This one seems like they were legitimately trying to make a good full game, and it's really cool. It's Stardew Valley-esque as far as like farming and similar art style, and but then there's like a whole Pokemon system in it, and that's how you do combat. And then the combat's like, if you've ever played like Slay the Spire, that card-based combat. So you do a lot of the same things you do in Stardew Valley, but then there's also I think they're just called spirits in this game, that you can see on the overworld, and you can go up and like engage a fight with them, and then you use your spirits to fight or tame those spirits. And there's all kinds of different systems in that. And then again, the card-based combat. And it's also pretty deep. Like, it's not just like, here's a couple of cards, but you can upgrade. And like, it's really well thought out. I'm really impressed with it so far. So if you like, I mean, there's a few different games that if you like, I would say check that one out. Stardew Valley, of course. Slay the Spire. I guess Pokemon, it would be worth a look. Like, it's pretty, I think that one appeals to a pretty broad audience. I think it's the best game, like the best Stardew Valley-esque game. 2, 3. I don't know, that I've seen. And there's a lot of games that have been trying to do that. And I think Moonstone Island probably has done it the best. Or at least it's my favorite one that's tried to do it. And then I think that's it. Other than that, I've just been playing a little bit of Starfield when I feel like it, which is good. I think that game has had the most confusing, like, release. All right, so you need brew. Because I feel like when it first came out, it was getting so much hate and everybody hated it. And they kept comparing it to No Man's Sky and they were mad because it didn't have all this stuff. And then it seemed like within like 3 or 4 days, I keep hearing about how it's like, it's the best game of all time and just a complete turn in the criticism it was getting. Which is weird because all the criticism it was getting was valid. All of the things that people were criticizing so heavily are still present. It's still all there, which maybe the game didn't deserve to be hated because of those things. But like, it's just a weird thing that you don't typically see the gaming community do, is like change their tone so immediately. You know, it's fine. It's good. It's fun. I don't dislike it. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about it, but I'm not blown away by it either. I don't have to keep playing it. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I have to keep playing it. I'll finish it eventually, I'm sure, but like, it's fine. I still think Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim are better. So. Like, obviously this one looks cooler. Because it's modern, and 2, because it's in space, and they've had a lot of time to figure out a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of cool stuff about it. There's aspects of it that are probably better, but like, as far as getting interested in what's going on in the story and stuff, I couldn't tell you honestly what's really going on. Couldn't really tell you what's going on in the game. I think I was a miner. Like, I worked in the mines, not like I was a kid. Some dude gives me a ship for some reason, and now I'm flying around space doing shit. You know what I mean? That's about all I've retained. So there you go. Anyway, resources are piling up pretty good. I've even been using quite a few gems for energy, and the gems continue to pile up, so we're doing pretty good. I am going to probably burn through this energy. I reckon by tomorrow's video, I'll have at least one champ 6-starred. And man, I've never, just looking at my account, I've never been in a situation like this where I've given this much thought to who I want to 6-star. I've never looked at my roster and thought, man, there's just no one that really changes anything for me right now. So, I don't know. I'm probably just going to end up 6-starring someone that's going to get 6-starred anyway. I thought about her. I started to put some gear on her. And I've got 4 really good pieces for her, but I don't have boots and gloves for her. And I was like, then why am I going to build her? Like, I don't have a full gear set for her yet. So what I need to do is build someone that's going to help me get into these dungeons. But then that's something we did. We did clear Dragon 20 kind of easily yesterday. So we might start farming some dungeons and see if we can get our gear pool a little bit deeper. And yeah, but I also don't typically get too hung up on who to 6-star because it's like they're all gonna get 6-starred anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm probably just gonna kind of flip a coin at some point today and 6-star somebody. And then we've got another set of 6-star food waiting. So I might 6-star too, and I might hang on to that in case we pull somebody soon that we want to expedite. You know, it is what it is. It'll be what it'll be. That's all it'll be. That's the more philosophical, intelligent Popeye. I'm getting out of here. Later, guys.